Hi, this is Dr. Ben Morrill. Welcome to episode 116 of Reptile Genetics Weekly. Glad to have you here. These last few weeks have been very busy. We're building up to a whole bunch of things we'll be able to talk about soon, and you'll be able to see on the website, things like that. But just wanted to give a sincere thank you to all of you that have ordered tests from us or sent sheds for research or all the various things, said hi at shows. Thank you for the support. I feel very, very lucky to be able to do this as a job, and it's been a lot of hours, but I just it took some time this morning. I was like, yeah, I'm so happy to be doing this rather than working for a pharmaceutical company or doing other things I've done before. So this is really, really fun that we get to do this. And we've got a whole bunch of cool stuff coming. So I'm very excited to be able to talk about all that. But we're still pretty deep in the working lots on new things. So for sample update, we should have a normal week this week as far as fast tests going out every day and sex determination going out a couple of times. So should be good there. Um, the panel tests, those we've probably got about 2 weeks till we'll have results going out. I'm going to start preparing those in about a week. So, and give a few days after that for them to get sequenced and get the analysis done. So, we've got a whole bunch. We can tell you all are hatching out babies. We got a lot more samples coming in these last couple of weeks. So, thank you so much. And we'll try to get all those results back to y'all as quick as we can. Fun stuff. So yeah, Kayla, how are you doing?
Hey Ben, I'm doing great. I am over the moon because I've had some things hatching that I have been waiting on for the last 4 years. So I'm real excited. But we'll talk about those in a minute. Just a couple of housekeeping stuff. For Thursday live streams, we're going to be putting those off for a little bit, just because, as Ben said, it's crunch time. It has continued to be crunch time because I'm working on the website with Sean. And hopefully in the next week or two, we're going to have that actually out. We have a date for it. And Ben is doing all kinds of cool stuff in the background. So we're excited about it. Just we won't be able to set aside as much time for the live streams, unfortunately. But we're really glad you guys did like it. And hopefully we'll get back to that soon. And just a reminder, we do have corn snake mutation testing for lavender, scaleless, terrazzo, and amelanistic. And so if you want to test for mutations that you don't currently see, you can send us new shed samples, whether it's from corn snakes, rat snakes, other Pantherophis stuff, other colubrids, other pythons, other anything really. If we don't test for it, we want to be able to eventually. So definitely send us clean, dry samples of those. Ball pythons, we do have a list of things that we're looking for right now. If you have homozygous forms, also this goes for other things, not just ball pythons. If you have homozygous daddy, redhead, zuati, etc., those work great for helping us to determine where exactly that mutation is. But if you have hets, that's fine too. Morph combos are also great. It doesn't have to be a single gene animal.
I wanted to say thanks to Doug, Ballou. Sorry, I'm sure I'll say that wrong.
Doug Baloo, maybe?
Baloo? Doug. But anyway, he's up at Nerd. He sent me 50 Lucifer sheds. So
yo, awesome.
Lucifers to run and see how they compare to the fire and other things we're finding in the black-eyed Lucy or the fire complex. So
awesome.
Yeah, we'll have lots of news about that complex very soon. So
that's fantastic. Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Nerd Team. We appreciate you. That is so cool. So yeah, if you want to follow in Doug's footsteps there, and send us some sheds, all you need is just a dry quarter-size patch of shed skin. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. If you do send the whole thing, it's not the end of the world. Just make sure it's really, really dry. Otherwise, it molds. We found this out the hard way, and then we can't use it, which is the main thing.
Colors.
Yeah. Green is green. The green ones are my favorite personally. But yeah, animal ID, known morphs, basically what you know about that animal, and lineage info is all very helpful. So that's the usual, I guess our normal spiel. So Ben, you found this on Instagram with ghost constrictors.
Yeah, ghost constrictors just posted this. He said he talked, it must have been Sean he talked to on the phone, but he put out a pretty big chunk of money for a really nice clown combo or het clown combo.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember for sure which, but you're gonna have to watch the video to see it. It's a pretty animal. But anyway, it was Poss het for Monsoon, and it ended up testing out to be het for Monsoon. So it was worth more than twice as much money as he paid for it.
Awesome.
The $40 test and changed things. So that I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, once again, you have to watch the video to know for sure, but I think it was a male. And so that male's gonna get a lot of love time.
Yes, he will. He's gonna have all of the girlfriends. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I did talk to them, and it sounds like we'll probably have them come on the show sometime, and also they're getting their YouTube show up and going and things like that, and talk a little bit about their collection. So yeah, looking forward to getting to know ghost constrictors better.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. And congrats again, ghost constrictors. Man, a het monsoon. That's awesome. And okay, I've been looking forward to producing Hognoses for like 4 years. They were my first love before rat snakes, and then rat snakes kind of overtook it. But I still love my hogs. Last year, Aster slugged out completely, but this year she did it. We got 5 fertile eggs. 4 of them, only 4 of them made it to hatching, but they started pipping yesterday. And we've got this little wild type that I took this picture right before Ben and I started recording. It's a little Arctic 100% het lavender. And then a couple of condas, very beefy little babies. Like this little dude right here, he is the beef master. That is a thick child.
Thank.
Right. Oh, I love them. And they're looking like their dad where they're pretty high expression condas. And I love the variation they get. Like you've got the fuzzy looking spots, but also your higher definition ones. They're so cool. And one more is still in the egg, hitting the snooze button. So that's fine. I'm gonna let him take his time, and then I'll have all 4 of the kids out here. So yay!
That's so exciting. I remember,
yes.
I think when I first started talking to you, it was about the time you got the adults, right?
Yep. It's when I first got them from JMG, who are like one of the big kids in the hognose worlds. So, and for good reason, they do amazing work. So, so excited. I don't think Mothman proved out his lavender this year, but who knows? Maybe we'll get another clutch and he'll have another shot, or maybe we'll come out with lavender hognose testing this year, and I can prove it out that way. So fingers crossed. And just look at that black belly. This is before their first shed, so that's gonna brighten up and be so pretty after this first shed, because the Arctic really brightens up the whites on them. So I'm just pleased as punch that they are fat and happy. So
looking good.
Yeah. And my rat snakes are wonderful. I've got 2 clutches. One was a teeny tiny clutch of 3 that ended up coming out. And I did have an incubator issue like midway during incubation. So I'm just glad that the babies came out fine. And they're just gorgeous. So I'm over the moon.
It's a good time of the year, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's the most wonderful time of year. Okay, so butter believers, we were joking about this, but I think butter believers, I think you're vindicated at last. So Ben, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, so we do have to wait to talk about most new things, but we have done enough testing that we feel comfortable and confident to say that butter is indeed its own mutation. It is different than lesser. So not only is butter a different mutation, it's also a different type of mutation, and it's in a different part of the gene. So it's the same gene lesser is in, and Mojave and special and honey and all of those in that blue-eyed Lucy complex. So it's in the same gene, but it's a different mutation. It's a different type of mutation, and it's in a different spot. They're not like right by each other or anything like that. So it's kind of cool, kind of interesting to see how different they could be, like where they are in the gene and the type of
Mhm.
mutation they are, but still cause a similar look. So
Definitely.
learning all the time. The other thing we've
Mhm.
learned is butters are much more rare in the US population than lessers. So most of the time when
Mm.
people send ball python samples to us and they call it a lesser, it's pretty much always is a lesser. And then
Yeah.
if they send it to us and they say it's a butter, it's only like, I don't know, a fourth or maybe even less than that. I'd have to look at the numbers. It might even be closer to a tenth of the ones that
Wow.
are sent in as butters are actually butters. The majority of them people send in as butters are also lessers. So
Man.
yeah, we I don't know if Sean's already done it, but we've run past panels
Mhm.
to that we said, you're negative for lesser slash butter because we thought it was the same thing. But I went back and ran a whole bunch of old panel runs, reran them to be able to separate out which ones had butters. And
Yeah.
there were 4 or 5 of them that did have butter, but they were negative for lesser. So I think
Mm.
Sean already sent that information out, or he will be soon.
Oh, good.
But the other cool part to that is we, in this next panel run, we were just talking about that we'll have in a couple of weeks.
Mhm.
We, instead of being a 45 morph panel, it's actually going to be a 48 morph panel. So you'll get the 45 that were already there. But since we wanted to be able to go back and run butters for people, find out if there are any on panels that were butters. So I've got that so that our panel run will be able to pick up butter. And then because these Huffman and Noco special, just where they are
Mhm.
in the genes they're in, made it really easy for them to add to the panel.
Oh,
So
nice.
this next panel run that I'll start next week. So if you've sent sheds in, they're already here, or they'll get here in the next couple of days. That on that panel run, you'll get 48. So, and there's no additional charge. So it's still the same price. And those of you that have already paid for it and already sent in sheds, you'll get 3 more results than you were expecting.
Awesome. That is really cool of you guys to offer just 3 extra ones just on the house. So
Yes.
fantastic.
Yep. And then we're also working very hard to
Mhm.
obviously develop new tests, period, but then be able to make the panel even bigger. And also, we are, because people have asked many times, we get asked frequently to have an all recessives panel. So that's also coming soon.
Oh,
It won't be
cool.
this month probably, but it is coming soon. But like I said, these 3 additional ones for free, that's there already. So when that comes through in a couple of weeks, you'll get those 3 extra ones. And then there's even more coming shortly after
Mhm.
that over the next month or 2.
Nice. So if you think about the cost of like just getting a single shed test, you're adding that price basically on top of like you're adding that value on top of this for no extra cost. So that's awesome. Thank you guys to like Ben and Sean. Ben for making this possible and for Sean for making that work financially as well. So we're really
Yes.
glad. I did want to say that like the people who sent in sheds for us to figure out this butter and lesser thing, you guys are the shed donor shout out today. We mentioned you when we first started talking about this in our episode that has a link it here, either at the beginning of the video or right here, where so you can click on it and watch if you didn't. But it's the new Blue-Eyed Lucy mutation episode, and it's got Bob Vu holding a possible cottonhead copperhead cottonmouth hybrid. Yeah. On the front, on the thumbnail. It's really cool. So thank you guys for helping us figure that out. And it just goes to show that sometimes in genetics, you think sometimes it changes on you. We can see what we see with mutations, but it doesn't always tell us what we're going to see visually. So at first we thought, oh, butter and lesser are the same. And then a little more information came out and we realized that, oh, when we've gone through it with a finer tooth comb and with more time, we find out even more that actually they are two different things. So genetics can be kind of funny that way.
Yes. But
Yeah.
we're learning all the time and
Yeah.
and understanding more. And now we'll be able to tell you when you send things in, whether it's a lesser or a butter or neither. So
Exactly. All right. And speaking of genetics being kind of a journey, this is a fun thing that popped out for a combination clutch from amel morphs and Manx morphs, or amel reptiles, sorry, and Manx morphs up in, I believe they're both in England, but they're in the UK. And they got twins with two different phenotypes that popped out, which I don't think I've ever seen before myself. Have you been?
I have,
You
yep.
have? Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Oh
How?
yeah, it's very fun when that happens.
Yeah. And you can see how tiny they are next to one of their sisters of the same clutch. Like itty bitty little guys, which is very common for twins. And we saw that with the triplets that hatched out for one ball python breeder several months ago. But they seem to be doing well. But here's the really crazy part: not just twins with different phenotypes, but they came from this handsome man. One of Manx morphs has three different hognoses who are basically paradox, split right down the middle. And this, from what I understand, this hognose has produced another split down the middle hog, and
Crazy.
these two twins. The odds must be really. I don't know what's going on, y'all. He's like, I mean, he's cool. He's got, I guess he's a conda on both sides, but one side is extremely high expression. Like normally a super conda, like, you know, it'll be clean, but these little spots on the side here, I'm pretty sure make him still a conda. And then of course you've got your anaconda reduced pattern, definitely not a wild type where it's speckles all over. But yeah, I don't know. So Manx Morse did send sheds from all three of her, I think, males who are chimeras split down the middle. And so hopefully we can, you know, if we're able to branch into hognose mutation testing, we can play around with those. Or, you know, also use sex determination to see if like there are any, like if we're dealing with bilateral hermaphroditism in them, which there doesn't seem to be any indication that the breeder has noticed, but I think it's just too cool either way. So we're really cool to have really good to have some sheds from these guys shipping over the pond. So we're excited, and we wanted to share this really cool hognose and clutch with you guys. So
And one other cool and interesting anomaly that I just saw pop up.
oh yeah.
If you go to Python Paint Jobs on Instagram, they have a story up right now. It's a two-headed ball python that it fed for the first time today.
Dude. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Cool.
here we go. All right. Look at that. Look at him. Oh my, them, I guess.
Yeah, he says the girls 8, so I guess
The girls.
both tongues are going, and that was able to feed. So, man,
Oh
that's
my gosh.
that does
That's
not happen very often where they can eat and grow, and it'll be really interesting to see how long they can thrive. But it's
yeah.
looking really good so far.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at them. And that's where they first hatched. Gosh, look at them. So it's definitely a clown. What else is that?
Definitely pastel.
Yeah, yeah, with the white
Yeah,
heads.
I don't know for sure what all else. Maybe vanilla or fire, but yeah.
Babies. Oh, and they ate. Oh my gosh, I hope they live. That would be so cool. Um,
Yeah,
I mean,
not very often.
yeah, not very often, but oh, how cool. Where's, dude, I love this hobby. It's amazing. And I love reptiles. You get this in mammals and birds and stuff, but they just don't really thrive. So, but the chance is there. So we're rooting for you, little ladies. You can do
Yes.
this. Oh, that's awesome. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm glad you found that before we finish recording. That's cool. And I guess Ben and I are going to get back to doing what we do at the website, and Ben with all the stuff you've been doing that I can't talk about. That's really cool. So thanks everybody for watching today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. The usual helps us find other reptile nerds, reptile and genetics nerds, I guess. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next time. So outro in 3, 2, maybe if I can find it. There we go. 1.